Push a button.
Touch everything.
That's our whole day. A bad joke.
This podcast is a bad joke.
Yeah, but it gets some laughs.
I'm having fun.
Yeah,
Well, thank God.
Tom suffering.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Entertain Us, a podcast about movies, TV shows, and video games. My name is Hayden. With me I have Mitch.
Hello.
And barely alive Tom.
Tab.
He just is recovering from his hot sauce injury.
The Black Mamba
So
made by
Injury.
sadists.
this is a special on a movie we just watched, which will probably, it's going to have spoilers. We're going to have spoilers in it.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Spoiler alert.
On Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, that.
I'm the only one that can be dramatic here, I guess. So, all right, well,
Dum, 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 dum.
let's kick it off
Strange.
with how did you feel coming on the coattails of Spider-Man, the Spider? What was that one?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah. How did,
That's the animated.
yeah.
Isn't it?
There's so many verses out there.
Whatever.
How did you feel about this one after seeing that as the last Marvel movie?
This one did not live up to that one.
No.
I mean, I still like this one, but
Well, we were driving back from the theater. I was reading an article about it. Apparently, a lot of people are saying that this was better.
what?
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was one of my more favorite.
I liked it. I just don't think it was as good as the Spider-Man one.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Sam Raimi's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was a good movie. And I really liked the horror elements, even the campy horror elements they put into it.
They do
Yeah.
some jump scare at you.
Like, you can tell Sam Raimi has come a long way in his career because he used to be only able to do two kinds of horror, just like stupid horror or like legitimately scary horror. And every once in a while, when he's trying to be scary, it kind of slips in where it's campy. And then when he's being trying to be funny, you can kind of have some undertone elements of campy or horror like sneak in that's like legitimate, and you're just like, whoa, that's over the top for whatever this gag's about to be. And I think now, especially for this movie, he's found like a perfect balance where I guess maybe it works because it's a Marvel movie, you know?
Yeah.
It can kind of feed off of each other and be really good for it. So
Well, I really like the zombie Doctor Strange when the hand comes out like Evil Dead.
yes, yes,
Burst out of the ground.
Yes. So it was. I mean, they don't talk hardly any about Spider-Man besides like a throwaway line.
Yeah.
But it is very
shoot webs out of his butt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope not.
it is. Yeah, and all the dialogue is pretty well done. It's not just like we're moving on, but
It's a good paced film though.
it was very fast paced.
It's very fast paced. It slows down at certain points and justifiably so.
I don't think so. I felt like I was like breakneck speed the whole time. I mean, there's always like a high stakes something going on.
There's a lot of high stakes. I mean, they do a little bit more like digging in with Scarlet Witch and like her kind of side stuff.
Because she's, spoiler alert, the main antagonist. And she plays a really good antagonist. I thought that was one of the more, definitely one of the scariest antagonists.
I did like that, the fact that instead of making a bad guy become good, they showed a good guy becoming the bad guy.
That
So-
fall from grace, if
Yeah.
you will,
And
as an Avenger.
you know, like it was funny, like 4 or 5 months ago, they announced that there will not be a WandaVision season 2. And I was like, well, I guess that makes sense now. So,
Yeah.
She went,
yeah.
or did she?
Well, but
You never saw her die on screen. Just
Which
the
is
stuff
a
collapsed.
thing you have to see in Marvel. But then again, with Marvel now, is anybody really dead? Tony Stark is, but
There's a multiverse.
it depends on how
Anybody
much
can be anywhere.
it depends on how much money there is and how much people want it to happen. So, if $300 million, I guarantee you Tony Stark will be back. But anyways, the horror elements were awesome. There's a lot of like ways that they kind of push the limit, especially for a Marvel movie.
with violence.
Yes, and I gotta say,
I mean, they really kind of push it in the opening sequence.
Yeah.
Whether he's in the dream sequence with the America Gomez, where he's getting stabbed,
Oh, yeah.
and they show like actual his
Blood,
stab wound
yeah.
and open.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't really thrown off by that.
Compared to other scenes,
Yeah.
they kind of throw that out quickly. It's almost like setting the tone. Like this is going to be a little bit more edgy.
I think that there is more gory scenes later to come.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a second. I think that that as far as other Marvel movies, like, okay, first off, let me put a disclaimer out there. If you're one of those people that takes your kids, okay, and I'm talking like 5-year-olds that have no business.
I'm talking younger than 5.
Yeah.
Like 4, 3.
Because this was our experience. It's just kids crying because of the things that they're watching on this movie. You know, like giant eyeballs being ripped out of monsters and people's heads collapsing and, you know, pretty ladies being cut in half and all sorts of stuff. Like, no, that's probably not a movie you should take a toddler to. So
just because it's Marvel.
Yeah, just because it's Marvel doesn't mean
you people are the same parents that took your kids to see Deadpool.
Right.
And regretted it.
Yeah, and that's the reason why Ryan Reynolds was giving me crap about it.
There is a difference because there's, Deadpool was rated R because of the language and the violence. Mm-hmm. Where this is, rated PG-13?
PG-13, but it was a strong PG-13.
They pushed
I'll give
the
you
envelope.
Yeah. But nobody would have expected that, judging by everything else Marvel's done.
And judging by the first Doctor Strange movie.
True, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't know, off the bat right ahead, that it was going to be like that.
Well, you can definitely tell that the MCU is getting darker and grittier,
right?
I think, as it goes along. And Doctor Strange was like a giant leap from, the last couple movies. So, yeah, I just don't understand people. And, we saw it in like the Saturday of the weekend it came out, so it was packed, and, people...
I searched through several movie theaters to find tickets.
And there's just people running around and like sneezing and coughing all over the place. Ugh, that's the stuff about like cinema that I always have a hard time making an argument for. People are like, oh, it's you in the audience. You get to take in the scene together. Everybody shuts up and just enjoys an honest moment. I'm like, no, nobody shuts up. There's always that one guy's like, just say that. Just see what I just said. That kind of thing. I can't stand people like sidebarring and stuff.
Or like the people that were sitting in front of her. She was like, the girl was talking, and the mom like slapped her on the shoulder, and she's like, well, everybody else is talking. She goes, that doesn't mean you need to talk. It's like, shut up.
I will say, I think the last movie experience I had where everybody just shut up and like applauded or like went, ooh, like in unison, like it was like a collective effort.
Yeah.
Was probably Rogue One.
Really? Yeah, that was good. Well, Endgame.
Like, for Rogue One, like there was like no screaming kids, no nothing. It was a lot of like everybody like something would happen, like the good guys would do. It's like everybody's like, yeah.
I think Endgame was that experience for me.
And then when Vader shows up, everybody's like, yeah! Like the whole audience lost it. It was like John Cena comes out of nowhere with a chair during WrestleMania. Everybody's just like, whoa, Vader!
For this movie though, there was like one guy that clapped at one spot, and I think it was when John Krasinski showed up.
Yeah, Reed Richards.
You just hear like one guy like, whoa!
And then there was
and then he dies like 5 minutes later.
And then there was an audience reaction when Patrick Stewart comes out.
Oh yeah.
There was an audience reaction when Black Bolt died.
Yeah,
everybody went, "Ooh!"
that was an intense
I wasn't
death.
expecting that one.
Yeah. I mean, it was a horror movie.
Yeah,
it was.
It had they were running from a monster that was doing crazy, horrible stuff to people.
Well, I really liked the fact they made her kind of like Carrie, with like the blood coming down on her face, and she's like chasing after him.
I think it was robot blood, like oil or something like that.
Well, the girl did have like a cut on her forehead later.
That's true.
But I mean, it was like dripping down her face, kind of like the Carrie movie where
her hair is like all messy. And
she's like shuffling along with her hurt leg
and keeping up with people who were in a dead sprint.
It was intense. Now there were parts of the movie that were kind of dumb,
like the kids singing "I want Christmas" or "I want ice cream" thing.
Yeah, I was like, all right, that's cringy. That's kind of creepy in its own way. And then the unnecessary plot MacGuffins of like. Because the whole movie, she's trying to get America Chavez. WandaVision is trying to get America Chavez to pull her power out so she can go to the multiverse to kidnap her kids.
Because America Chavez has the ability to step into all the multiverse worlds.
Right.
She has the power to just go.
Right. So she's trying to steal that ability, and so she's pursuing them. And when she finally gets America Chavez, 3 or 4 times up to that point, she's like this close to pulling the power out of her. Okay. But when she gets her, it's like a 15-minute ordeal all of a sudden, and like she's gonna wait on the good guys to show up and defeat her, kind of thing. That was dumb.
Or when they were all running from her, and they're like closing these hatches and stuff behind.
And she's just blowing through the doors, and then they close one, then they stop, and they just like look, and it's like, huh?
They just stand there.
Was that the one?
Yeah, and I was waiting for like something cool, like she's gonna like appear through the water or something like that. But she just kind of like walks in off camera, like, I'm here.
And it was like,
what? That was a cheap one.
creepy lady.
Yeah.
And then some of the CG was a little wanky too. You know, like
The third eye.
the third eye looked kind of rough. There's a couple times where they couldn't comp live action people in front of CG and didn't look right. But there was a lot of CG in this
Like
movie.
a tremendous.
So some of it was really good. You know, the trippy Doctor Strange transition scenes and stuff were always kind of cool.
Yeah, when he was like falling through the different multiverses.
Or it becomes like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with the world made out of paint.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that I really liked about this movie was like the red herring plot line of that book of
The Darkhold.
No,
No,
Light
the
Book.
other book.
The Vishanti.
Yeah, and that was like useless.
Yeah.
Like that was the whole point of the movie was like them trying to get
the
to that
book
book.
so he can
Yeah.
get the power to defeat
Yeah.
Scarlet
And
Witch.
she just instantly destroys.
Yeah.
It just goes and lights it on fire. It's just done, and then he still wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, like I like that where you think it's gonna go that way and it's procedural and whatever, and you're just like, oh, okay, we're getting to that, and then it just never. That's the whole. They want that feeling of defeat, you know, to sink in at that point, and they.
To me, though, it didn't really feel like that because it all happened so fast that it was like, okay, that's gone. But they found another way like 3 minutes later.
That is true. He kind of got over it pretty quick, you know. So, the evil Doctor Strange was kind of weird. I don't really know what was going on with that. Can you explain?
I want to say he's the same Doctor Strange from the What If.
Was it?
I think. I mean, I can't say
Where
for
they're in
sure.
the collision world.
Yeah, I think that's the same one because they kind of had the same mannerisms, you know, from the cartoon stuff.
But he like had all the power, didn't he? From all the from all of his universe. So shouldn't he like just mop the floor with normal Doctor Strange?
I think so
Okay, well,
because he had all the power of the Darkhold, just like Scarlet Witch did,
yeah.
plus his power that he had before that.
They had a music battle.
Yeah, which I actually kind of liked a little bit.
It was pretty
It
cool.
was interesting.
It was actually really cool.
Well, because you had like the creepy organ music when the bad guy attacked. And then, yeah,
Like he lands on the piano and it makes a sound, and like Doctor Strange like freezes time for a second, and like all the notes on like all these sheets of music that went flying all of a sudden become weapons and like spike things and like come off the paper. And they're doing the sparky stuff, and he starts launching it.
You know, Sam Raimi just pitching that, and Kevin Feige was like, okay.
I bet they animated it, and they just went, that actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Put that in the movie.
So
Good thing.
that was interesting.
The Illuminati thing was lame. Not just the name itself.
Oh, okay, Luma.
well,
But it's
that's
comics.
what it is in the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of like
Because in the comics, it's not those people in particular, but it's a group of people that basically they're manipulating things behind the scenes, and they made a pact that, unlike this one where they're like, oh, we can't do that, we can't do this. In the comics, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna do what has to be done, and you know we'll make sacrifices to make sure that we save the Earth. And like there's one instance where Captain America doesn't agree, so they wipe Captain America's mind and do the thing that he didn't agree with anyways, which is destroy another world, like that's colliding.
so like
well.
in the movie, you could almost equate it to like it's like the Justice League, but the original 7 being like the ruling party group.
Yeah. I also kind of a red herring is they had this huge build-up introduction of these characters, and then they just killed them all off.
Yeah.
So
They introduce Baron Mordo is Sorcerer Supreme of that realm of that multiverse world.
and he still hates Stephen Strange.
Understandably. And then they introduce Black Bolt. They introduce
What's
Captain
his name,
Marvel.
Tom?
I just said Black Bolt,
Oh, okay.
not Death Fork. Refer to the last episode for my panic guess.
That's Mark.
So they introduced Black Bolt, who hadn't yet to be introduced into the MCU
Right.
films. Then they introduce a different Captain Carter, played by Haley Atwell.
Yeah, which is she's also
The alternate version with Captain America,
Yeah.
where she takes the serum instead of him.
Well,
Then they introduce a different version of Captain Marvel.
Captain Carter. Or well, that was it was in the movie Captain Marvel. What's her name? The actress that plays her.
Brie Larson.
She has a co-pilot, and that was her co-pilot.
oh okay.
So,
And then they introduce John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
which is wild. And then
I thought that was more impressive than the others, just because
Yeah.
nobody expected that.
And then they come out with Patrick Stewart reprising his role as Professor Xavier.
It's true.
Yeah, they shouldn't have revealed that in the trailer.
So the thing about Black Bolt was he was actually black. That character, the actor, his name is Anson Mount. He played Black Bolt in that failed IMAX TV show, The Inhumans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same actor.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was interesting that they brought him for that.
Well, because he's an alternate reality character.
I don't think he dressed the same way or any of that
Well, yeah,
stuff.
yeah, because in the TV show he dressed a little different and he didn't wear the mask because they wanted the actor's face seen. Which in the comics he always wears the mask.
Right.
He dressed like his suit in the movie was just like he does in the comics.
Yeah, but it was definitely Anson Mount. So.
And they show in that timeline he kills Doctor Strange when the council decides that he has to go because he starts using the Book of the Dead or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
Kills him by apologizing.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hell of an apology. But what was cool is that WandaVision is so much of a, tyrannical, crazy little woman and powerful that she just flies through all of them and brutally murders them. So, it was quite intense. And, it makes you think, like, if she's that powerful and that motivated for that cause, she probably could have defeated Thanos when...
in probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, it kind of makes you... Well, the only thing is like she's gotten power from the Darkhold, so maybe that's amped her up, but she should have been able to defeat Thanos if you go off the other stuff. But
We digress.
Maybe she's learned some things since
But
then.
like they set up like, ooh, big boss fight, 4 heroes, 1 bad guy is gonna be cool. That fight was over in 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was a fast fight.
And all of them died.
Yeah.
What was funny though is like before they started fighting, they're like, "Oh, we'll take care of her."
Yeah, right.
Instantly, like 2
All
out of the
dead.
3 of them
Because
are
like
dead.
John Krasinski looks at her and just goes, he literally just has to talk and you'll die. And she just goes, how's he gonna do that without a mouth? And like, it cuts to Black Bolt. He just like smirks and he's like, and his mouth is like skinned over.
Yeah, that was wild.
And then he like says something and his head explodes and you're like, holy crap!
Yeah, that was wild. Oh, was it him blowing up his own head?
I thought, oh, okay. I wasn't sure if she just collapsed it or what.
Yeah, I
No,
thought she was,
I
like,
think
caved
he
in.
because you hear him like say something that's muffled.
Okay.
Like then he's like, what? And it just go,
Okay.
and it like reverberates off the inside of his skull.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
That makes it seem a little less brutal for her though, because that was his fault.
Yeah, she didn't understand what was going to happen. But moving on to, let's talk about Rachel McAdams' character, which is
Christine.
Christine, and who in our world, which is 6'1",
616.
she's only in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, she's in the beginning when she's getting married to a different dude.
Right.
Yeah.
And, he's obviously not happy with that, but he's pretending to be happy. And then
And he got invited to the wedding.
yeah, that's weird. But then hijinks ensues, and he goes to a different universe where he meets one who is not married and lost her Doctor Strange, but they can't be together. Or can they?
Because whatever reason.
I don't
But then they go their separate ways.
Yeah, that is true. So, it was an interesting plot line. I like that they didn't kind of take their character and push them, like they get one last kiss or something like that. It was kind of like, no, if there's a divide because they're in 2 different universes, they're going to keep it that way. So not toy with the idea of like maybe there's a chance for a love life. Although that, like after reading what you found on the phone about that after credit sting with Charlize Theron, so maybe that's his new love life. She's
Who
like,
plays Clea?
yeah.
Like I said, I've
Who's
never seen or heard of that
She's a
person.
sorcerer from the Dark World.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is, where Dormammu
She
lives.
basically just pops in and is like, "What's up, Doctor Strange? I'm gonna go screw some stuff up." And he's like, "Sure." And then,
And he just turns into Strange and
Yep.
does the wardrobe change and
The
his
extra
third
eye pops up.
yeah,
and off they go.
and off they go, living happily ever after.
I did like how, like in the WandaVision, at the end of it, it shows her like starting to mess with the Darkhold, and then in the beginning of this movie, it's just like that. She's evil.
Yeah, she's got it all.
So evidently, it shows that stuff has been happening in between.
Right,
So
she's been learning. So it was kind of funny. Like they try to toy with the idea of giving you more understanding of the sorcerer's realms and stuff like that by having this like sacred battleground
yeah,
with all these interesting, intricate characters that she murders in 15 seconds and blows through their defenses. And
Mops the floor
yeah,
with
I
him.
was like, well, I guess that's not an important guy. I forgot his name already. So
Then those cool henchmen from like the Mount Everest fort. The
Well,
big like orc.
oh, the
Oh, yeah.
The
demons.
big like ogre-looking guys
Yeah.
who you don't see do anything other than just kind of walk around.
One of them was like gonna cast a spell, and then Wong kills it. with
Yeah.
his little-
And then the rest of them just get like jettisoned off the side. And
Pretty
like
much.
that's it. It's like, oh, well, there goes Oathman.
I was kind of disappointed when Doctor Strange took over the dead body. I was really hoping that was just gonna be like the Marvel zombies had like a multiverse world where they were stuck in that, kind of like the What If.
Yeah, but
I was hoping they would like go through a world of the Marvel zombies.
I think the biggest missed opportunity is when Patrick Stewart goes into her mind and is trying to free Wanda from Scarlet Witch. And like you show him, he's standing there and he's wearing all black. And I was like, if he tapped his chest and just went, Picard Enterprise.
Now, I do think that there should have been a little more played, like even if it was just like a couple more seconds played out of like their battle, like in their minds, because Professor X would be a more of a formidable foe inside their
you'd
mind.
think
He's
so.
an Omega class mutant.
Yeah,
Omega.
He's one of the most powerful mutants and telepaths in X-Men.
Oh, fancy.
But he lasted longer than John
Well,
Krasinski.
he did show up later.
But isn't Wanda Magneto's daughter?
Yeah,
So I wonder maybe if they were just trying to like avoid all that real quick.
I think they were,
So, you know.
because like you had pointed out, they still have not called anybody a mutant.
Yeah. They bring in Professor X. When you think of X-Men, you think of like Wolverine or Professor X.
Yeah.
So, you know, so you're like, okay, mutants are here now. No, they still haven't even addressed the situation.
And like I was saying earlier, what kills me is they have these perfect opportunities to introduce stuff like that, and then they're just like, nah, we'll find another way to explain it.
Yeah.
Not
They
yet. It's
even
not
played
time.
the X-Men theme song for a second.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Da-na-na-na-na-na, which was awesome.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. I think those glorified cameos, if you want to call them, they were fun and they were interesting. They definitely carried the movie along really quick. And like you know, between the bits of like interesting dialogue and the funny things like the Bruce Campbell cameo was funny, and then the just out of nowhere, almost sometimes over the top horror scenes and stuff like that. You're just like, whoa! It was a wild ride of a movie. It was all up and down, and I loved it. I think I like Sam Raimi films. I think that this is one of my favorite ones. So
Compared to No Way Home, it's like, as a sequel to the first Doctor Strange movie, it's
oh yeah, it's way better.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So,
I did like how like it might be a small part, but America Chavez, whenever she creates her portals, they were all stars, which is just like in the comics. I thought that was kind of cool.
what's her? Is that her superpower in the comics?
Yeah, she can basically freely travel through the multiverse
Oh, okay.
because she has a team called the Ultimates, which is like her, Black Panther, Blue Marvels, lesser known heroes other than Black Panther, but they go and they fight like universal and multiversal threats.
So as Black Panthers decide today, I'm an Avenger. Tomorrow, I'm an Ultimate.
Pretty much.
And then is he in a Guardian of the Galaxy at one point?
At different times, he's part of all the different teams.
At one point, you just run the gauntlet of the teams.
So, well, all right. Yeah. Did you guys have any issues with the movie?
I did find it funny that like everybody was up in arms about the LGBTQ thing.
Mm-hmm.
They were all up in arms about that, but like it was like 15 seconds, and
it's
it's
like-
not even really
Up in
you know,
arms about
who
like
cares?
one way or the other. Like you were saying, like
Yeah.
you know, either they were for or against it, but it's like 15 seconds, and like
Yeah.
the most like anything does is one puts the flower in the other one's hair.
yeah, it was like that.
And she just goes, "Oh, it's my mom's."
Yeah.
And you're just like, "All right, yeah, that's cool."
And it's a different universe. Maybe that's how they do it. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't care. I was just like, "All right, like we're getting some backstory."
Well, we had like China and Saudi Arabia or where
It was
they banned it
it was the Middle East. It's straight up banned
for a 15-second clip.
because they wouldn't. And then apparently America Chavez has been getting death threat or not America. What Ziodal Gomez? I can't pronounce her name. She's been getting death threats. And
Why would she though? Like, there's nothing one way or the other about her character.
It's because that's where
People
the things came from.
weird.
And it's sad because she was 14 when she signed for the role, and then she's 16 now, right? And like you have like Benedict Wong, for instance, is a really big proponent for her. He's like constantly going out and just saying, "This isn't for you. This movie, all these Marvel movies aren't for you if you're just going to be that kind of person."
Yeah.
You know, and I don't really care for actors that like stick their nose in a social life, but when she's a little kid. You can't just like trash talk and death threats. People are scum. So, you know.
You scum. You scum.
You garbage.
I hate people that are like that. So kudos for Benedict Wang.
One thing I had a tremendous gripe about when he fixes the crystal on the watch. Totally wrong. Totally wrong.
Why?
That bothered Tom to no end.
Well, no, it's a screwback case. You take it out. You have to take out all the components of the watch first.
Okay.
For those of you who are into horology, you have to
Oh my god.
undo the pins.
You're such a smart person, Tom. Where's your cigars and fine
whiskey? You
whiskey?
take everything out, and then you have to pop it out like by force.
Ladies, he's still single if you're interested. All right. So
No, I just know stuff about watches, and it was wrong.
he
It was
throws that
it
as
was-
fancy name.
It was an inaccuracy.
Okay.
And the fact he wasn't wearing gloves, dust gets in that mechanism, watch is done.
All right.
And you didn't have the little air blow thing to go, make sure it stayed dust free.
Well said, Tom. I'm sure all the horologists out there are like, amen. Thank you, horologist listeners.
Thank you. Somebody who spotted a watch inaccuracy. Finally, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
That was for you.
If I was making that movie, it's some like little peon came up to me. I was like, "You can't do that to a watch." I'd be like, "Who are you? Get out of my
So,
set."
like, what you're doing is technically inaccurate.
I don't know. I don't think there was any issues with any of the set stuff or anything weird that kind of threw me off. Besides, there's a couple of CG issues that I didn't like. But yeah, I thought it was great. I
That was a good movie.
I did like some of the like when the part where she was like moving through the reflections. I thought that was kind of cool. Where like she was looking like through the water, the reflection in the water, and she was like grab somebody, and rip them down through the ground,
Right.
and then she like crawls like creepily, almost like the ring out of
I was like,
out of the
7
symbol.
days.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool too.
She comes all broken up and like heals herself.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was good. You know, like I don't know. If I saw this movie when I was 13, it would probably scare me. So I don't know, but I was a pansy when it came to horror movies when I was a kid. So
I was telling Hayden while we were watching. I was like, when Zombie Strange was walking, I was like, "It's Harvey Dent because he's got the gruff voice."
I heard you. Because the other
He's like-
part of his mouth is gone.
Yeah, he's missing like one half.
yeah, that was funny. Because like in the
Heads or tails, call it.
in the trailer, they make the zombie Strange look like he's gonna be this evil bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, but he's just like, I told you I'd get here. He's like falling apart and stuff like that, trying to rescue America Chavez. I thought that was cool that he basically beat WandaVision with the powers of hell.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It makes me wonder though, like, because if that was like the gate to like the Darkhold stuff, did tearing it down stop everything, or did tearing it down release stuff? Because you see like the little explosion after it's starting to collapse. So I don't know. Did it release the
They
power? that
don't
was
really
inside?
do anything to lead into a different Marvel movie.
Yeah. Other than the one Charlize Theron.
Yeah, it's
showing
like,
up.
all right, there's going to be a Doctor Strange sequel, but like as far as anything else going on in the MCU, it's just kind of like, nope.
Well, it did say Doctor Strange will return.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I just said.
You just said that there's going to be a sequel.
I said, aside from the fact there's going to be, I hate you.
Yeah, I mean,
Get out of my apartment.
I really hope that they kind of play with the multiverse stuff a little more. And I mean, because they could introduce other characters, because there's been instances in the comics.
As they had in this one.
Well, there's been instances in the comics where like somebody from another universe will come to this universe and they stay there, and, or like theirs is collapsing, so they take this person as like a refugee kind of thing. So I'm hoping they'll do that. They could bring. I mean, granted, they don't have to bring back what's his name, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
But you could bring back somebody else. That's,
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I mean,
An alternate version of Tony Stark.
anybody else. If you could find anybody else that looks similar to Tony Stark in the comics, you could bring them in.
Robert Rowney Jr.
It'd be better than some of the replacements that they're going to try and make. So
What do you mean?
there's the I forgot her name. But she's like the girl from the Netflix movies that loses or shows that loses her arm, Riri Williams or something like that.
That's her name, Riri.
Riri Williams. Yeah, she's like a child prodigy that becomes the next Iron Man. Yeah, it's dumb.
You do,
Oh, that's Ironheart. is what you're
Yeah,
yeah, they
Ironheart.
could do Tony Stark's son.
That's only gonna be a TV show, though, right?
I know. It's just we don't need a whole like Young Avengers.
This is what they're doing. This is how they set up for the DC crossover.
Oh, okay.
They go to a different multiverse.
It's gonna happen.
And like Doctor Strange and walks out, and then Batman's in the shadows, like, yeah, I see.
I'm calling it now, man. I bet you in 10 years, Disney will acquire DC, and in 20 years, it'll have a crossover.
It'll be JLA versus.
It's been since the 90s that they've even had a comic book crossover because the companies don't get along enough.
Look at how fast these MCU movies are going compared to the comics, though.
And compared to DC,
That's true.
who has been
Warner Brothers
crapping
is,
the bed for 20 years.
They're not going to cross over in a movie. I can almost guarantee it. Not until like we're in our 50s.
That'd be 20 years, bitch.
I can picture the teaser.
Dang, that will be 20 years.
Spider-Man goes through. He's swinging on a web. Here comes a batarang and just cuts it.
Yeah.
It'll
And
never
then
happen.
dun-dun-dun-dun.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen.
We'll see.
Nah, I believe it.
I bet as long as Kevin Feige keeps cranking out these billion-dollar IPs, he's going to eventually buy DC.
Well, because they'll never agree that like, oh well, Batman and Captain America fight. Captain America's definitely going to win. No, Batman's definitely going to win. They'll never agree.
Well, that's future us problem. So, all right, I think that about wraps it up for this special. If you enjoyed our take and conversations and you had some input, get with Mitch on our social media, which is
EntertainThisPodcast.com, which will take you to our Entertain This group and page on Facebook, or at This Entertain on Twitter.
And if you thought Doctor Strange was the best movie ever, the worst movie ever, or somewhere in between, because
Let us know.
I'd say I'd give it like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
So,
Money well spent.
okay, well, let us know if you agree. And goodbye.